So before we get into your predictions, I want to just ask, so you'd be held overnight in this confinement place, and you were drug dealers and gang members, and how was that experience for you? I bet it was pretty scary, right?
Very scary, and particularly in the beginning, because I realized that these were not white-collar criminals. This was the whole gamut of criminals, including some rapists and murderers. But what protected me was that most of these guys had done their prison time and were on their way back to society, so they didn't want any incidents that would send them back to prison. Probably That was my greatest security.
And did you talk to these people? Did you become friends with these people? Did you like these people?
After about a month, I did. I didn't become friends with them, but I began to interview them and learn about them. And I got a very interesting point of view. It was not the Shawshank Redemption idea that we're all innocent, but rather it was the idea that we're the small fry, we're the stupid criminals who got caught, and the really effective criminals, the big fry, so to speak, are out there. The system never goes after them because they run the system.
That's a pretty fascinating insight. Did any of them know you from your political work?
Some of the staff did recognize me, mainly because of television shows like yours that they would see me on. And they would go nuts because they couldn't believe a guy in confinement was actually on national TV. So one Hispanic guy said that after he saw me on TV, he watched my videos, not just my political videos, but my debates with leading atheists. And I said, well, what's your conclusion? He goes, you rock, man. So I was very happy, Sean, to have made at least one convert.
That's pretty exciting. But, I mean, you had to do this every night for 8 months, losing your freedom. I can't think of anything worse than that. That's pretty daunting and sobering.
Well, I've tried to make, lemonade out of the lemon by learning something from that experience, taking, if you will, a certain darker view of politics and then applying that lens to Obama and Hillary. See, in some ways, what I said earlier about these guys running the system is true, because Obama can ignore the Congress, he can ignore the courts. In a sense, he can do what he wants with the immigration laws, and who's there to prosecute him? Not the Justice Department, because he's the one who appointed the Attorney General.
Well, the reason that Loretta Lynch should not have gotten that job, in my view, was about that very issue, because she said that what the president did was lawful. And we all know that it's not lawful. The president doesn't get to write laws or just not apply the law if he doesn't like it. And that's what he's done here. And then he basically has taken the law, turned it on its head, and he's taken all the power unto himself. And we don't have a governmental system that works that way. We have checks and balances and co-equal branches of government. And the laws on the books are not being applied by this president because he just doesn't like them.
Or look at the way that Hillary has gone from, the Clintons have gone from zero to hundreds of millions of dollars at warp speed, and people scorned Hillary when she said we were dead broke. But it is true that the Clintons, when they entered politics, had no money. So how do you get so rich in such a short time? I mean, they didn't invent the iPhone. They haven't made any entrepreneurial breakthroughs. So they have figured out how to make politics work for them, how to play the system in such a way that it brings incredible profits to them. Now, we've had corruption at the local level before, Sean. We've had Tammany Hall in New York, the Daily Machine in Chicago, but never before has a Secretary of State been able to use foreign policy as a way to make money from from Kazakh uranium or from Canadian billionaires, even making money in Haiti. You think that there's no money to be made in Haiti, but the Clintons figured out that there's aid money that's going to be flowing through Haiti. So if they can interpose themselves between the aid and the poor Haitians, you can not only make money off of rich people, you can make money on poor people.
Well, how does she get away with what she did with her server? How does she get away with lying about Benghazi? The media rehabilitated her after the Benghazi hearing, saying, oh, she withstood 11 hours. Well, in the 11 hours, we learned that 600 security requests were denied prior to the incident in Benghazi. Number two, she was telling Chelsea, the Libyan president, the Egyptian prime minister, that it was a terror attack not related to a YouTube video, while simultaneously lying to us and to a liberal media that apparently was a successful hearing.
Absolutely. One of the things I learned in the confinement center was the way that these criminals use scams to put one over on their target. And I began to see things like Obamacare, which previously I would have seen as it's a healthcare proposal. We debate its merits. But now I begin to see it as a scam that Obama was able to pull. Basically, Obama goes to the American people and he says, listen, why don't you guys team up with me and we'll stick it to the insurance companies because those guys are rich and they've got all the money. So the American people, or some of them, go, yeah, Obama, go get them. But then Obama shuts the door with the CEOs of the insurance companies and he goes, listen, I got a deal for you. I'm going to force millions of Americans who don't want health insurance, aren't willing to pay for it. I'm going to make them buy it. And that means millions of customers for you and hundreds of millions of dollars of profit. So you and I are in this together. So my point, Sean, is Obamacare.
Well, the only problem is United Healthcare is pulling out. Another 500,000 people are going to lose their care, and there's a shortage now of companies that would ever be a part of Obamacare. So it's literally imploding and falling apart as we speak.
Absolutely, but my point is he was able to get the program through, and it's going to be a big mess and very, very difficult to undo it.